Hey, Solar Kneecaps here with hopefully a good SU tier nomination, and this is a Weezing set and should only be used in UU or NU, definitely not in anything that's OU because kind of a novelty set, but whatever. Alright, so basically this is kind of a defense, not really a defensive wall, but more of a special defensive wall. So its item will be a what do you call those things? Black sludge. So basically it's just like leftovers, but I guess it'll help if you ever get tricked, because you don't want that, so you rather them lose to health instead. Okay, so then it's gonna have a sassy nature, so that it has increased special defense and decreased speed. Now here's the move set. It's substitute, torment, Shadow Ball, and then for the last move you have either Will-O-Wisp, T-Wave, Toxic, or Pain Split. I think I probably would go for Pain Split more than anything, but of course that's just your choice. Now, if anybody doesn't know what Torment is, it's a move that I believe for 5 turns the opponent cannot use the same move twice. And if they're choiced in any way, then every other turn they'll use Struggle. So, alright, its EVs are essentially, it's 252 in special defense, 252 in health, and then just 4 in special attack just to get a little more damage, because there's nothing really else to put it into. So, alright, I was doing some damage calculations and stuff, and I have this big old giant piece of paper, and how basically this Weezing can defeat, like, the worst class thing, a max attack modest Alakazam. So here's like a good example of how it works. Let's say that there's a Adamant Medicham that's probably Choice Scarfed, most likely, probably. So you would switch it in, and you'll take somewhere around 33 to 39 damage, so we'll just go for 35 because that's just an easy number for me to work with. And because of this, they're probably afraid of the Will-O-Wisp or something, so they'll probably switch out to, let's say, the worst class, Alakazam. So what you do is that you go substitute on their switch. So then right now you're at roughly about 52%. Now they break your sub and you go Torment, and they most likely, the Alakazam went for a Psychic because that's probably what they wanted to do. So now they have to go for either, most of them run either a Signal Beam or Focus Blast, but most of them probably run Focus Blast or both, maybe, I don't know. But if it goes, we're just going to go for Focus Blast because that does the most damage. And max damage is 23, so we're just going to go with that, so because this is like worst case scenario. So they'll go Focus Blast, and then you go sub. Now you're at 14 or 17% health after this, and you're behind a sub. So you go Shadow Ball, and they break your sub. And then with all of this and the Black Sludge, you're at exactly 23 or so % if they continuously do max damage, which they won't. So you know that you can live the next Focus Blast and Shadow Ball the Alakazam again, and it has a killing rate between 92.1 to 109% of killing it. So you have some really good odds there, especially if you can get, max damage. And this is a perfect Pokemon for any team that has entry hazards, because this Alakazam will take plenty of damage from that, and plus it's incredibly stally, and if you're lucky, maybe you can pull off a Pain Split after killing it off, maybe, early with a crit or something, and then you can just get all that health back and even start this process out again, or save it for Death Fodder. But most people don't see it coming, and yeah, so the other moves, the Will-O-Wisp, just in case, if you have to use it as a physical wall, it's not the best since there's no defensive EVs invested into it. But the fact that it can take a max attack adamant Medicham, because that's just the one I use. It's a pretty common. Well, I guess it's a common. It's a good UU fighting type. With excuse me, you can take several, and then with the excuse me, the Will-O-Wisp, it'll hardly be doing any damage at all, and you can just stall it out. Or you can go for the T-Wave, Toxic, or Pain Split, but I personally think Pain Split would probably be the most reliable, just in case. And yeah, I guess it does get basically walled out by normal types, but this isn't exactly the, you try to bring it out at the very end, because no one really expects this thing to be able to take out an Alakazam basically most of the time. It has some really good odds taking this thing out, because it won't die most likely unless if he continuously gets max damage on basically anything. And so yeah, I think it's a pretty decent poke. I haven't seen any sub-ment, that's what I call it, sub-ment, Weezings around. It's probably, if y'all have, good for you. I'm not gonna go bam, copyrighted, it's mine. No, this is just though I did come up with it pretty early, when I first started off, whenever I saw a couple of Chuckles videos and I wanted to make an original set, and I thought Weezing was just overlooked as just being nothing but a physical wall thing. So see your comments. There's probably things that could be better about it, but the fact that it can basically live a worst case scenario, essentially, this is pretty bad. Also, it's good to note that it can actually still take the Psychic from the max special attack Alakazam that's modest. It can take it easily, even with max damage. I think it can live with about 8% health. Yeah, about 8% health from a max from Psychic. So tell me what you think. It's really situational, but it can be used for basically anything, because most people do switch out to special attackers with these, and that's essentially the point, is to do this, because they'll use their strongest move, and it's just a continuous cycle of pain. I don't know. So if you want to use it, I would really love to, because I don't have the cojones to try it out, because yeah, so I'd love for anyone to try out my sub-ment Weezing. You can even call it Solar if you really want to. It's fine, you can name it whatever the heck you want. So thanks for listening. I think it's a pretty good set, so thank you for listening, and bye.